Hello everyone, and welcome to Can I Beat Pokemon Sword with only Cufant? I start by transferring a Cufant from Pokemon Home. His name is Dumbo. He's gentle natured, so more special defense and less defense. He has the Sheer Force ability. Sheer Force increases a move's attack power, but takes out any additional effects, so no flinches or opponent stat drops. Our own stats will still drop from moves like Superpower though. Dumbo starts with Tackle and Growl. For the rules, I can only use Cufant in battle. No items in battle, only held items and items outside combat are allowed. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. We reach Hop at level 9. We now know Rollout, which allowed us to easily sweep Hop. Scorebite did leave us at 3 HP though. The next morning, we get our Dynamax bands and we're off to the wall area. We did some training before attending the opening ceremony, and it's on to our next battle with Hop. Wooloo was a crit one-shot with Rock Smash, but then we leveled up and learned Bulldoze. Scorbunny was a one-shot with Bulldoze, and Rookity went down to 2 rollouts. We now have to battle Bead and Galarmine. Solosis, Endeavor, and Confusion did big damage, but we were able to charge our rollout enough that Gothita and Hatterene were both one-shots. The first gym is next. We had nothing super effective, so we went for rollout. 3 rollouts took out Gossifleur. For Eldegoss, max overgrowth takes us to below half health, but our 4th rollout took out a third of Eldegoss' health. The next turn, we take a max strike, and our final rollout takes Eldegoss to a slender health. We then go for Dynamax to survive Eldegoss' next attack, and take it out with max Rockfall. We can now go to the next city, but first we have to battle Hop. Wooloo took 2 Rock Smashes because of Defense Curl. Raboot did big damage with Double Kick, but used Round next turn, so it goes down to 2 Bulldozes. Last is Corvisquire. Hop had used his Super Potion, but our 3rd rollout was strong enough to one-shot Corvisquire. Next up is the second gym. This one was surprisingly hard. We had nothing super effective, and we were slow. At level 30, we now had Body Slam, Dig, and Iron Defense. We were also holding leftovers. 2 digs took out Goldeen, and we were thankfully not confused by Water Pulse. Urkuda also took 2 digs, and lost his Dreadnought. We start with a Max Knuckle to increase our attack stat, and we went for Max Guard next turn. However, Dreadnought gets a crit on the 3rd turn, but our Max Quake finishes off Dreadnought. Now we have to go about Bead and Galarmine number 2. But Solosis, Gothita, and Hatterene were all one-shots with Body Slam. Ponytalk took 3 Body Slams because Bead used his Super Potion. Next is our battle with Marnie back in Motorstoke. Croagunk was easy since it kept using Revenge, which has a negative priority. But Scraggy and Morpeko were issues to deal with. To battle Scraggy, we went out and got Body Press, but Scraggy survives a hit and takes us to red health for low kick. Thankfully, we had Citrus Berry. 2 Body Presses take out Scraggy, and last is Morpeko. Bite did not flinch us, so we were able to take out Morpeko with Dig. The 3rd gym is next, and this was a pain in the butt to no one's surprise. We had a super effective move, but we were slower than this whole team. Time for some EV training. I go to our favorite spot outside Motorstoke, where it is snowing. Snuffles still spawned, but now there's Snovers. I was surprised to find out Snovers give attack EVs, but a higher attack stat was only part of our extensive grind session. We also went back to Route 1 to grind for speed EVs on Rookies. We eventually got this run against Kabu. Dumbo was at level 38 with an attack stat of 81 and a speed stat of 48. We now had 3 new moves: Work Up, Earth Power, and Rock Blast. Ninetales started with Will-O-Wisp, but it was negated by our Rossberry. It then missed a second Will-O-Wisp, as we set up our second workup. We were at 3 workups when Will-O-Wisp finally landed. Earth Power one-shots Ninetales. We were using a special move because of the attack drop from our Burn and Arcanine's Intimidate. Arcanine's Flame Wheel takes us to below half health, but it goes down to 1 Earth Power. Last is Cinder Scorch. This is where our speed training comes into play, because our 48 speed makes us faster than Cinder Scorch. A single max rock fall wins us our 3rd badge. We can now make our way to Stoneside, where we have a battle with Hop. Crimert did very little damage with Fairy Attack, just to go down to Rock Blast. Silicobra went down to Ironhead, and Reboot went down to 2 Earth Powers. Last is Toxel, who went down to Earth Power. The 4th gym is next. Now, at our current level, we had nothing for fighting types, but at level 45, Cufant learns Play Rough, for some reason. Against B, Cufant surprisingly outsped and one-shot Hitmontop, Pangoro, and Stirfetch'd. Machamp survived Max Starfall. It took us half health with G-Max G-Strike. It goes down next turn. Next is the battle with Bede, but Ironhead made short work of his team. The 5th gym is next, but Weezing was a one-shot with Ironhead. Mama went down to 2 Earth Powers. Why am I still using Earth Power? Togekiss took 2 Ironheads, and lasted out Krimi, who took 2 Max Steel Spikes. We can now go back to Hammerlock, where we battled with Hop. I made sure to have Dumbo hold an Aqua Berry before starting the battle. We set up 1 Iron Defense before one-shotting Trevenant with Ironhead. Our Aqua Berry makes it so Cinderace's Powerball while he took Dumbo to half health. High Horsepower takes out Cinderace. Heatmore and Boltund are both one-shots, and last is Snorlax, who goes down to 2 Ironheads. The 6th gym is next. We set up 2 Iron Defenses before taking out Barbarical with 2 High Horsepowers. We were already at 36 HP. Shoko and Sojourner were both one-shots, and last is Colossal, who goes down to Max Quake. And almost immediately following the gym is another battle with Hop. This one took some strategizing, because Double liked to spam Growl. I ended up using Iron Defense and Body Press. A +6 on our defense made Double a one-shot. We tanked Cinderace's Powerball before taking it out, and we outsped and one-shot the rest of Hop's team. We can now go down Route 9 and enter our next battle with Marnie, who was an easy sweep thanks to Brick Break, Play Rough, and High Horsepower. The 7th gym is next. For Pierce, we had to go back to Iron Defense and Body Press, but get this, as we set up our 3 Iron Defenses, Scrafty only used Sand Attack. Our accuracy was at -3 when Scrafty goes down. We outsped Obstagoon, which meant it was using Counter, but we one-shot it. We missed a Body Press against Malamar, but Night Slash only did a sliver. It was a one-shot when Body Press finally landed. Last is Skuntank, who dodged our first Body Press, but it went down to the second one. Last is the 8th gym. For once, the issue right off the bat was not Flygon. It was Gigalith. If I didn't set up Iron Defense, Gigalith's Body Press did a lot of damage. Also, Flygon liked to use Crunch this run instead of Breaking Swipe. I tried multiple strategies, like changing Dumbo's nature with the Serious Mint from the Isle of Armor. Here's how the battle eventually went. For items, we settled on the Assault Vest. We made sure to take out Gigalith first turn, as Flygon took out Magikarp. Power Whip, which can only be found in raids, Keizo Sandaconda, and last is Duraludon. Duraludon outspeeds, but its Max Knuckle doesn't do that much damage, while our Max Quake takes Duraludon to below half health. We use our second turn to take out Flygon with Max Starfall before finishing off Duraludon. We are now off to Winded for the semifinals, where we have to face off against Marnie, but her whole team was still an easy sweep. Hop is next, but his team was also a piece of cake. We now have to go face Oleana at Rose Tower. We had a Lumberry to negate Frostless's Will-O-Wisp, so it goes down to a single Ironhead. Salazzle's Incinerate did almost 100 HP in damage, but it goes down to High Horsepower. Milotic took 2 hits, but it only used Aqua Ring. Serena was a one-shot, and last is Garbodor, who goes down to Max Quake. We can now start the finals, but first is the battle with Bede. High Horsepower took out Malawell, while Ironhead finished off the rest of his team. Time for Nessa. We started Rock Blast against Golisopod, which activated its emergency exit. Barraskewda came out and hit us with Drill Run, but it goes down to Power Whip. Golisopod's back, but Nessa full restored, so Rock Blast activated its emergency exit again. Sea King is out, It goes down to Power Whip. Glaze Pod's back. Again! This time, it finally goes down. Pelipper goes down to 2 rounds of Rock Blast, and last is Dreadnought, who goes down to Max Overgrowth. Next is B. Hawlucha outspeeds and does huge damage with High Jump Kick, but her whole team was an easy sweep with Play Rough. Last is Rhyhorn. Torkoal goes down to a crit one-shot. Turtonair thankfully goes down to a single high horsepower. Flygon outsped, but wasted its turn on Sandstorm, so it goes down to Play Rough, as well as Gudra. Last is Duraludon, who goes down to 2 Max Quakes. We now have to go about Shaman Rose. We lost a lot of attempts to the combination of Swords Dance and Drill Run, but the most effective strategy I found to get past the Scavalier was Iron Defense and Bypress. The battle started off unfortunate, as the Scavalier got a crit on its first turn, but we had a Citrus Berry. After 2 Iron Defenses, Bypress left the Scavalier at 1 HP, so it goes down next turn. However, our HP is in the double digits. Ferrothorn was a one-shot, but its Iron Barbs leave Dumbo at red health. Kling Klang outspeeds, it leaves us on 8 HP, but is a one-shot. Berserker was a one-shot, and last is Camparaja, who goes down to a non-Dynamax Bypress. Time for Eternatus. It never used Flamethrower, so it easily went down to 2 high horsepowers. For Eternamax Eternatus, we just stayed spamming high horsepower until it went down. Finally, it's time for Leon. To bypass Aegislash's King Shield, we need Dig, but double outspeeds, so it hits Aegislash in shield form. This causes Aegislash to survive the hit and do big damage with Sacred Sword. Then when we would take out Aegislash, Haxorus would come in and finish us off with Earthquake. To KO Aegislash in shield form, we needed to be level 100. This left us in full health for Haxorus, whose Earthquake did almost 150 HP in damage. One player off takes out Haxorus. Rhyperior goes down to Power Whip, and Rillaboom goes down to a crit player off. Dragapult has Flamethrower, so I decided to go for an early Dynamax. Flamethrower did over 70 HP damage, and got the burn, but Dragapult goes down to a Max Starfall. Last is Charizard. G-Max Wildfire takes Dumbo to only 9 HP, but we get a crit on our Max Rockfall, taking out Charizard. We beat Pokemon Sword with the Cufant. Thank you to everyone who watched this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe.